Among the most beloved and famous of Laura's non-tomb raids, urban levels as they're commonly referred to, is Tomb Raider Chronicles The 13th Floor. Breaking into her mentor-turned-evil tech giant skyscraper, Laura engages in some light stealth and some not-so-light kill-everything-that-moves espionage. Lara Foxcroft's The 13th Floor is something of a re-envisioning of this classic level. While it keeps enough of the original's neon-drenched cyberpunk vibe intact, the inconsistent challenge somewhat stymies Foxcroft's overall success. Foxcroft's mastery of the level editor is immediately apparent, with Laura sporting a new high-poly model and new movement animations. The opening section of the level 2 shows his love of the source material, making the 13th floor into a new, but still familiar, experience. Text dialogue between Zip and Laura offers clues regarding the task at hand and keeps the story moving forward. Towards the end, shit hits the fan and some truly weird monsters begin spawning, somewhat derailing the atmosphere, but it's not so much as to make the level unenjoyable. Unfortunately, pacing in the 13th floor is painfully uneven. The level has a bit of looping and backtracking, though for the most part players will always be moving forward. Reflective surfaces, destructible objects, and even a number pad give the puzzles some nice cerebral variety. However, some of the platforming-based obstacles grind progression to a halt, most of the worst parts involving those rotating laser traps from Tomb Raider 3. It's a shame Foxcroft relied so heavily on these traps, considering the creativity and variety given to every other aspect of the level. The ending of the level 2 is a bit disappointing, spiking in difficulty thanks to some poor enemy placement. There are, however, some standout points, like a gas chamber where Laura must sprint between fresh air vents, making the environment feel not so different from a subterranean crypt or a cursed tomb. Laura's pistols have been swapped for a scoped magnum, though she still has her signature HK gun as well. Flares have been replaced with flashlights, which last a whole lot longer than flares, but are hard to come by. Shooting destructible vent covers and fuse boxes make up most of the combat, for lack of a better term, though enemies are peppered throughout. Enemy models lack the detail and complexity given to Laura, creating something of an awkward juxtaposition in graphical fidelity. Combat encounters, too, tend to be either dull or unfair, often cramped into tight spaces. Stealth is absent as well. Though it was mostly superficial in the original game, Foxcroft's know-how of the level editor could have been used to retune some of these segments. The 13th floor is a labor of love, and despite a few frustrating roadblocks, I did have fun playing through it. If you're into urban levels, I'd recommend giving it a shot.